Good day, everyone. I'm Engineer Mark, and today we're diving into an essential concept in dynamic systems and control, the root locus. This powerful graphical method not only provides insights into system behavior, but also help us design and analyze systems for stability and performance. Understanding root locus is critical for engineers and professionals working with dynamic systems. From robotics and aerospace to industrial automation, by mastering this technique, you'll gain a deeper understanding of how poles and zeros shape system behavior. Here's what we'll cover: an introduction to the concept of root locus, the rules and steps to sketch a root locus, and a MATLAB simulation in constructing a root locus. Now let's begin with a fundamental question. What is root locus? A root locus technique was introduced by Walter R. Evans in 1948 for the analysis of control systems. It is a powerful tool for adjusting the location of closed-loop poles to achieve the desired performance by varying one or more system parameters. Let us consider the feedback control system shown in the figure. The closed-loop transfer function is given by P of S is equal to C of S, your output, and R of S, your input, is equal to K G of S over 1 plus K G of S H of S, where K is a constant gain parameter. The poles of the transfer function are the roots of the characteristic equation given by 1 plus Kg of S H of S, which is equal to 0. The root locus is the locus of the characteristic equation of the closed loop system as a specific parameter, usually gain k, which is varied from 0 to infinity, if 1 plus kg of s h of s is equal to 0. Then g of s h of s is equal to negative 1 over k. And for the positive k, this means that a point s, which is a point in a locus, must satisfy the magnitude and angle conditions. The magnitude condition is the absolute value of g of s h of s, which is equal to 1 over k. And the angle condition is given by the angle g of s h of s, which is equal to 180 degrees, quantity 2q plus 1, where q is 0, positive negative 1, positive negative 2, and so on. The angle condition is the point at which the angle of open loop transfer function is an add multiple of 180 degrees. Now let's begin the construction of root loci. So the first step in constructing a root locus plot is to locate the open loop poles and zeros in the S-plane. So given this example, we have three poles which can be derived from the roots of the denominator s quantity s plus 1, quantity s plus 2. And our poles is given by 0, negative 1, and negative 2. So since we don't have any variable s in the numerator, we do not have any zeros. And since we already have the poles and zeros, we're now ready to plot it in the S-plane. So here's the plot of our root loci. So the number of poles is 3, and we have 0, negative 1, and negative 2. Here we have 0, negative 1, and negative 2. And this is our first step in constructing the root locus plot. The next step is to determine the root loci on the real axis. The loci on the real axis are to the left of an odd number of the real poles and for the real zeros of G of S, H of S. As we go back to our plot, we already have the red lines. So the red lines on the S-plane are the parts of the real axis where the root locus exists. After that, we need to determine the asymptotes of the root loci, given the number of asymptotes is equal to n minus m. And on the intersection point of the asymptotes with the real axis, we have sigma is equal to the summation of poles minus the summation of zeros all over n minus m, which is equal to 0 minus 1 minus 2 minus 0 all over 3 minus 0, leaving that we have negative 3 all over 3, which is equal to negative 1. And to calculate the angles of the asymptotes with the real axis, we have this equation, phi is equal to positive negative 180 degrees, quantity 2k plus 1 all over n minus m, where k is equal to 0 to n minus m minus 1. And from that, we can calculate for the angle of the asymptote, wherein your k is equal to 3 minus 0 minus 1, which is equal to 2. So the maximum value of k is 2. So we have 0, 1, and 2. So substituting to our equation, we have phi is equal to positive negative 180 degrees. Quantity 2k plus 1 all over 3 minus 0, we all have this angles. So 60 degrees, negative 60 degrees, and 180 degrees. And now we have the plot of our root loci with the asymptotes. So given the degrees that we've got, so 60, negative 60, and 180 degrees. Step number 4, determine the breakaway point or break-in point. This is a point from which the root locus branches, lives or arrives real axis. It can be determined from the roots of the derivative of k with respect to s, which is equal to 0. It should be noted that not all the solutions of dk over ds is equal to 0 correspond to the actual breakaway points. If a point at which dk over ds is equal to 0 is on the root locus, it is an actual breakaway or break-in point. The characteristic equation of the system is 1 plus g of s, h of s is equal to 1 plus k all over s, quantity s plus 1, quantity s plus 2 is equal to 0. Transposing 1 to the other side, we have k all over s, s plus 1, s plus 2 is equal to negative 1. And getting k, we have k is equal to negative s, s plus 1, s plus 2. The breakaway point can now be determined as derivative of k with respect to s is equal to negative d over ds, derivative of s, s plus 1, s plus 2, which is equivalent to s cubed plus 3s squared plus 2s. And derivative of this one is negative 3s squared minus 6s minus 2. We need to set dk over ds is equal to 0 in order to determine the breakaway point. So we have the negative 3s squared minus 6s minus 2 is equal to 0, and the roots of this equation is equal to negative 0.4226 and negative 1.5774. We can now plot the breakaway point in the root locus plot. So from the solutions of dk over ds, only negative 0.4226 is located in the root locus, which is located here. So this is the actual breakaway point because negative 1.5774 is located in the middle of negative 1 and negative 2, which is not a part of the root locus plot. On step number 5, we need to determine the points where root loci cross the imaginary axis. First, let S is equal to j omega in the characteristic equation. Equate both the real part and the imaginary part to 0, and then solve for omega and k. For present system, the characteristic equation is given by this one. S cubed plus 3s squared plus 2s plus k is equal to 0. Substituting j omega and s, we have j omega cubed plus 3, j omega squared plus 2, j omega plus k is equal to 0. And then we have k minus 3 omega squared plus j quantity 2 omega minus omega cube is equal to 0. Equating both real and imaginary parts of this equation to 0, 2 omega minus omega cube is equal to 0 and k minus 3 omega squared is equal to 0 yields omega is equal to positive negative square root of 2, k is equal to 6, or omega is equal to 0 and k is equal to 0. And after plotting the points where root loci cross the imaginary axis, here's the final root locus plot. On the other hand, we can also use MATLAB to present or to construct the root locus plot. So first, we need to define the numerator and then the denominator, which is 1320 from our given problem. So next, we need to create the transfer function given by sys is equal to tf, numerator, denominator. And to plot the root locus plot, we need to type figure. Then this is important, the r locus sys. So grid on and then title root locus plot for g of s. H of s is equal to k over s, s plus 1, s plus 2, and the x label and the y label as real axis and the imaginary axis. And after that, we need to run this code, and here's the plot. So opening the figure window, here's the root locus plot for g of s. H of s is equal to k s, s plus 1, s plus 2, and this is our poles given 0, negative 1, and negative 2. So as you can see, we also have the response, the gain, the damping overshoot, and frequency in rad per seconds. So this is our breakaway point, the calculated breakaway point, and the points in our root locus plot. Let's have another example. Sketch the root loci of the following unity feedback system. Given g of s, h of s is equal to k, quantity s plus 3 all over s, quantity s plus 1, s plus 2, s plus 4. So this time we will use the MATLAB code for root locus plot. So we need to define the numerator and denominator of the open loop transfer function. So for the numerator, since we have s plus 3, that is numerator 1, 3. And for the denominator, we will use the convolution function wherein CONV, so 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 4. 4 is s plus 1, s plus 2, s plus 4. After that, we need to create the transfer function. Cis is equal to TF numerator and denominator. And to plot the root locus, we need to type figure, then the R locus function, cis. So grid on, so to add grid for better visualization. Then to add title, X label, Y label. So here we have root locus plot for G of S, H of S is equal to K, quantity S plus 3 all over S, S plus 1, S plus 2, S plus 4. And X label, real axis, and Y label for imaginary axis. So here's the MATLAB simulation. So as you can see, we have here our code for the root locus plot. And after that, we need to run. And here's the plot or the figure of the root locus plot for G of S. H of S is equal to K, S plus 3 over S, S plus 1, S plus 2, S plus 4. So this time we have here the 0, which is negative 3. And our pole, which is negative 1. Another pole is negative 2 and negative 4. So we have 3 poles and 1, 0. And this is the final plot of your root locus. We also have the response gain, pole, damping, and the frequency. And this is your breakaway point generated through simulation. And to sum up, the root locus technique is an important tool in designing control systems with desired performance characteristics. It can be achieved by adjusting the location of closed-loop poles in the S-plane by varying one or more system parameters. The root locus technique is also used for stability analysis. Using root locus, the range values of K for a stable system can be determined. It is also easier to study the relative stability of the system from the knowledge of location of closed-loop poles. That would be all for my presentation, and I hope that you've learned about how to construct and analyze root locus plot. Thank you for your attention.